Hi, welcome to this video class. Hope you have watched science first lesson, that is nutrition in plants. Might you have understood it? So try to fill these bits. Okay. So here are the bits of lesson 1, nutrition in plants. So children, try to answer. So first bit is green plants are called dash since they synthesize their own food. So what are green plants called? As they prepare their own food, what are they called as? Then the next question, the food synthesized by plants is stored as. So as it take in all the raw materials required for the preparation of food, and then the plant stores that food in some form. So what is that form called as? And the next one is, in photosynthesis, solar energy is absorbed by the pigment. So the pigment which is present in a leaf, it absorbs the solar energy and convert it into chemical energy and prepare the food. So what is the pigment called as? The next question is, during photosynthesis, plants take in. So what is the gas that they absorb and what is the gas that they release? So take a pause and try to answer these bits. Yes, so here are the answers for these bits. So green plants are called, what are they called as? They are called as autotrophs. As they prepare their own food, they are called as autotrophs. The food synthesized by plant, so in what form is it stored as? It is stored as carbohydrate. Then the green pigment in plant in leaves, so that which helps in absorption of solar energy and convert them into chemical energy. So it is done by a pigment. What is it called as? It is chlorophyll. Then during photosynthesis, plants take in, what do they take in? They take in carbon dioxide and they release oxygen gas. Yes. Now try to name this now. The first one, what is a parasitic plant with yellow, slender and branched stem? So these depend upon the other plants for its food. So as they depend upon the other plants for the food, they are called as parasites. So name the plant that we have discussed in lesson 1. And the second one is a plant that is partially autotrophic. It is also a plant. So it has chlorophyll, so which performs the process of photosynthesis. But its nitrogen requirement is taken from something. They take it from the insects. So what are those plants called as? So as they take their nitrogen requirement from insects and they also have chlorophyll, they undergo the process of photosynthesis. So they are called as partially autotrophic. So what are those plants? Next one, the pores through which leaves exchange gases. So as the leaf consists of some pore-like structures that help in the exchange of gases. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So what is the name of that pore called as? So take a pause and try to answer these questions. Yes, here are the answers for these questions. A parasitic plant with yellow, slender and branched stem. So it is Cuscuta. And the scientific name for that is amarbel. So it is a parasitic plant where it just twines over the branches of the other plant and it develops a root-like structures known as haustoria, through which it penetrates into the host plant and derive or deprive the nutrients from the host plant. So Cuscuta or amarbel is a parasitic plant. And what is the plant that is partially autotrophic? That is insectivorous plants. As insectivorous plant, they grow in the nitrogen deficient area. They meet their nitrogen requirement by trapping few insects. So the modification of their leaf will be in such a way that they trap the insect and get their nitrogen requirement. So they are called as they also have chlorophyll, they can prepare their own food, but to get their nitrogen requirement, they depend upon the insects. So they are called as partially autotrophic. Then the next one, the pores through which leaves exchange gases. So these pores are present in the leaves, which are surrounded by the guard cells, and they take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So They are called as stomata. So stomata are the pore-like structures which are present in the leaves, and they are also surrounded by the guard cells. So these stomatal structure help in the exchange of gases. Yes, try to match this, no? So chlorophyll, nitrogen, cuscuta, animals and insects. So in column 1, try to match the column 1 with column 2. So chlorophyll, where does it takes place? Yes, you are right. It takes place in the leaf. The leaf is green due to the presence of a pigment known as chlorophyll. And next one is nitrogen. Yes, so here the pitcher plant, yes, it is an insectivorous plant, so it deprives its nitrogen from the insects. So nitrogen requirement, you just match it with pitcher plant. It is an insectivorous plant. Yes, then coming to cuscuta, as we've already seen, it is an parasitic plant that grow on the host plant and deprives it nutrients. So cuscuta is a parasite. Then animals, as we don't have chlorophyll, we do not have the capability of preparing our food, so we depend upon others for our food material. So we animals are called as heterotrophs. Okay, insects, yes, it is pitcher plant. They depend upon the insects for its nitrogen requirement. So here the second one, nitrogen, the rhizobium bacterium, which is capable of trapping the nitrogen, and they settle in the root nodules of the leguminous crops. So those leguminous plants, they meet their nitrogen requirement with the help of the rhizobium bacterium. So as plants cannot take in the nitrogen gas in its form, so that has to be converted into the another form. So that nitrogen is converted into nitrates with the help of the rhizobium bacterium. So these rhizobium go and settle in the root nodules of the leguminous crop. So nitrogen requirement, the plant gets its nitrogen requirement with the help of rhizobium bacterium. As we have already discussed, a mode of symbiotic relationship, right? So rhizobium is taking shelter from the plant, and also it is providing nitrogen to the plant. So both of them are showing a relationship which is known as symbiotic relationship. So here your answers are, so chlorophyll, leaf, nitrogen, rhizobium, cuscuta, it's a parasite. All the animals, they are heterotrophs, and insects, pitcher plant. Yes, after all this, and here is a question to you. Try to answer this. Explain the process of life on earth in the absence of photosynthesis. So if photosynthesis process doesn't take place on the earth, what would be the life of an organism? Is there any existence of the life on the earth? So try to answer this question. Meet you in the next video.